This is Tom Horton. I am reporting from Gate E4 of Chicago O'Hare International Airport. I've been awake for 36 hours straight, and I don't know if I'm even in my right mind at this point. United Airlines has pretty much screwed my whole life up starting last Wednesday. Um, it's been one series of bad things after another. My first trip going to China, which was supposed to be a 23-hour journey, wound up taking me 54 hours. I arrived at my destination 31 hours late. I got bumped from a flight. I had flights that were delayed. My itinerary was messed up on United.com. I wound up having to spend an entire overnight in Chicago in a hotel room on my flight going over to China. The people that I've dealt with at United have been incredibly rude. There have been, I've seen incidences of stewards and flight attendants yelling at customers. I mean, one guy like barked at this woman. He says, "Sit down," like that, and we weren't even off the ground yet. He didn't ask her. He didn't say, "Please, ma'am, sit down." He just barked at her. I had a stewardess throw a sandwich into my neighbor's lap because he wasn't responding to her quickly enough. Um, I had um, I had them tell me wrong information about food, and I have food allergies, and that's important to me. So bad all the way around. They didn't serve like they were supposed to. They seem to have a really bad attitude the whole way around. But the worst thing is what has happened tonight. We were late leaving Beijing because of their plane was overweight, and they said they had known about it for 4 hours and still booked the plane anyway. They still, pushed people onto the plane, had us sitting there. We waited inside the plane for 90 minutes before we took off, despite the fact that the pilot knew that they were overweight 4 hours prior to takeoff. In addition to that, again, service during the flight was very. They seemed to be really angry that they were up there. They were curt and not particularly helpful. They're forgetful. They didn't bring water around even. It was just a terrible, terrible experience. But what was the worst thing about it? When I got on the ground here at O'Hare, they posted wrong information about the time my flight was now delayed for. The flight from Chicago to Nashville was delayed, and it said now 11 o'clock. I went to eat in a restaurant, went to the gate at 10, and was told that the flight had departed at 9:50, which, that's just absolutely outrageous. And on top of that, when I went to customer service, they implied that I had nothing better to do with my life than sit around and wait for planes and then just miss them. They were like, the woman said to me, she said, 59 other people got the message and were on that plane, so I don't know why you got it wrong. They did not offer me any kind of lodging, no kind of meal, nothing. They were very, very rude. Um, there was at one point a customer service representative who came up to the man I was speaking to, and she started speaking in French to try to talk over my head. Well, I speak fluent French, so that's a mistake. But at that point, I had her attention, and I started speaking back to her in French, and it took me moving into French to finally get somebody to offer me a standby place on this flight that's leaving now at 6 something this morning. I have been awake for 36 hours and I'm about to snap. So, anyway, United Airlines, look out because I am going to make a crusade out of ruining you. Just want to let you know, you might want to check your Facebook page. I've already been on there. I've already shredded you on Twitter, and I plan on reporting this complaint to the FAA, to the SEC. You're trying to merge with Continental so you can screw up one more airline. Um, that's probably not a good idea. I will complain to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. I will complain to the China Chamber of Commerce. There's no excuse for treating people the way I've been treated today, and furthermore, there's no redress. There's nobody I can complain to. The people who are here just don't care what happens to me, and what I'm looking for is a human being who actually cares that I have had this horrendous experience at the hands of United Airlines. I don't want anything. I don't want free flights. I don't want an upgrade. I will never again fly with United Airlines. I don't care. You couldn't pay me to get on a United flight. And I work for a large company that we do a lot of overseas travel. I fully intend to tell everybody in the company what a horrendous experience I've had. So, you're losing customers left and right at a time. You probably can't afford it. Just to let you know, I've talked to at least 20 or 30 people here in this terminal tonight who are just as upset as I am. There were 70 people waiting in line at customer service who got screwed over by your bad management. And, this is no way to run a railroad, and it's an even worse way to run an airline. So I just want to let you know you're doing a crappy job, and I fully intend to shout it from the rooftops. I would wish you good luck, but I wouldn't mean it. See ya.